Hello everyone, welcome to Certified Kanak. This is my first ever video. Honestly, I was thinking of making my first video like the normal chaotic ones, but I was thinking, maybe we'll just make my first video something different, something a little special, and something that maybe you all can remember. You see, I'm going to turn 18 this year, and so the only best thing I can do at this point is give advice to all the people who are entering teenage or are still continuing teenage. One very important thing is not everybody's gonna like you. Once you accept this fact, you will stop pleasing people who literally will treat you like crap anyway at the end of the day. So my point is, why waste time on those people who you want to always please and make someone happy, right? That's not what life is meant for. Eventually you'll find a friend group who will love you just the way you are and will cherish you and the moments that you have shared together. Everything in life is temporary, especially the school drama. People will not remember the embarrassing things that you have done or just happened to you in middle school or high school. Eventually, everybody's gonna forget it. So, why do you have to live in that deep hole or rabbit hole, whatever you call that? And why to just be in sadness all the time? Like, something really happened, like embarrassing happened to me in middle school, and I think like almost my whole class knew about it. But when I entered high school, I asked one girl about that, and she's like, "Wait, you did that? When?" So eventually, everyone's gonna forget everything. So just be happy, just enjoy the present. In this age, you will need your parents' support a lot. So even though you don't agree with your parents all the time, and even parents can be wrong as well, but they'll be always supporting you whenever you need it. So just make contact with them, okay? Like communicate, express your feelings to your parents. Because at the end of the day, nobody is going to support you or stand up to you just as much your parents do. Eventually, you will outgrow people, okay? That means that the friend group that you really thought that will go lifetime, there's this phase in schooling where you be like, oh my god, after schooling we should just stick together, make our home together, make our kids. You get it. In fact, groups tend to break. That's the thing. There's like such less possibility of something that is, like if you had a very very nice friendship in high school or middle school or younger, that continuing throughout life, that's like super less. Most friendships do have an expiration date, okay? They do expire, okay? Not everything sticks on forever. So that's why don't force something to happen. Like don't stick with them. Even if just because you feel like, oh my god, they've stayed this long with me, I should also try and bring them with me closer. And I just don't want to break up, like break as in like just don't ditch them. The thing is, bro, everything in life changes. Not many people emphasize on this, but the truth is your phone is sucking your soul out. Any good relationships, they don't build through freaking Snapchat or Instagram. You need to touch grass. Not all teachers hate you, okay? Well, some suck, yeah. But really, the majority of the teachers, they're just underpaid, they're tired, they need a break. So just please don't make it much harder for them. Cheating in tests or anything in general will only temporarily help you. And in the long run, you have to do everything by yourself. And that time, the cheat sheets or anything else will not work out. Don't rely on motivation, okay? In your future life, motivation is not gonna help you, okay? As in, like, if you're completely demotivated, that's not gonna help. You still have to do it. So I prefer you just start right now, okay? Like in case you have any pending assignment or any household chores or even like a test that you have to study, do it. You should not wait until you have the motivation to start studying. You should get on to it right now. Oh wait, I have like 2 weeks, 1 week for preparing this test. I think that will be fine. No, start now, okay? We've all been there. You don't need to fit in, okay? Like if right now you are a background character, maybe tomorrow you'll be the main character. Who knows? Things are really unpredictable. Out of all this, your emotional or mental health, that comes first. At times things really do get bad, and so the only thing you need to do is talk it out, vent it to someone. It can be anyone. Talk it to your best friend or even your friends or even some sibling. Sibling therapy really works. So that time, just vent out your feelings, because you don't want to bottle up your emotions, right? Because that will turn out, it'll lead to burnout, and that's just messed up. Okay, because we don't want you to be like a dead person just living right there, right? Enjoy your life. Talk it out. You need communication. At this age, if you don't get your priorities right, that is not going to work out. You have to get it right. So communicate, express your feelings, your opinions, let your voice be heard. You know that tag you put on, like, oh my god, friends forever. It technically means friends until graduation. Okay, like this is not, they're not your soulmates. They're just your classmates which you really associate with. They don't become some very much significant person of your life. Okay, they just become important chapter in your life. That's it. They're not going to stick out throughout the end. School rules are no better than jail. Okay, because in my school we couldn't do anything. That's why I'm here with my red bangs. But just don't try and break those rules, because sometimes the consequences can be a lot. There are several schools which are very strict on their rules, so they could contact your parents and make a little bit like drama on something really small. So just don't, okay? We don't want that. Just try your best to abide by it at least. Don't let dusty people define who you are. Like, they can't even figure out their own path in life and they want to ruin others. Just don't listen to that crap. Most of the time it can be your own teachers or your own peers trying to bring you down, but ultimately you have to figure out in life. They're on their own. You don't need to fit in, okay? Ultimately, your self-respect is gonna be along with you throughout life. So don't do anything silly or socially unacceptable that can land you up in trouble. Be yourself. This is the only age where you can truly develop yourself. The values and personality that you have right now will be carried on throughout your life. So now it's the right time to build up the confidence, the boldness, the discipline as well. And finally, remember, everyone has flaws. You, me, we all got flaws. So just remember to truly be yourself and love yourself. Because in the end, you only have to love yourself for the way you are. Nobody else is gonna do it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!